Okay, so then let's start with the results from the study. So first of all, so is this working? Yeah. So I want to talk about the study design, the strategic importance of voice applications, the usage and distribution of voice applications, and a summary of core results. One thing, by the way, I forgot, that's your event, that's your afternoon. If you have any questions, any comments, or whatever else, no? So please raise your hand and let's talk about. No? So otherwise, I will ask you. No? So I used to do this in my lectures. Okay, so then the study. So when we talked about voice and the future of voice, so we came up with many questions about what are the future requirements, what is the importance of applications today, and we start collecting questions, and we create a questionnaire here in the first part. We conducted the survey design, so then as a second step, we collected the data, no? So we conducted the survey. I will come up with some details. This is our homework, what we do in Bonn within our team. So we analyze the data, and this proudly I present the results. No? So, and you're the first one to see this. And the next weeks and month, I guess, we will talk about the results more intensively. You know? And maybe, Maren, where are you here? So maybe next year when we have our tech events, no? So we will underline the importance of voice and the potential, what is possible as well. Okay, tech is a telecommunication executive circle where the leading managers from the industry come together and talk about the current developments. Okay, so we asked 231 participants. So this is what I call, from the scientific point of view, a robust sample. And we ask, you see this here, so people with a responsibility from the IT and telecommunication sector, sales management, top management, product and portfolio, this is close together. So you see, so there's a huge variety. So we ask the participants in Germany, mainly a little bit in Austria and Switzerland as well. So this is important here, what is the size of the companies. So 20% they have less than 250 employees, 27% between 250 and 1,000, between 1,000 and 5,000, 21, and more than 5,000, 31. So we have the German Mittelstand is integrated, and roughly 80% they have more than 250 employees. So that's important if we talk about our sample. Then one important topic from the methodology is about the sample we divide. We want to cover the market from different perspectives. So when we developed our concept, so we said, okay, for sure we want to know the requirements from business customers. No? So they use voice to communicate with their customers. So in the service industry, for instance, chemical industry, pharmaceutical industry, machinery industry, and so on. So we want to talk to them. What are their requirements? And on the other hand, we want to talk to the representatives of the telecoms market. So, and the telecoms market here, we see this on the right-hand side. So they use, the telcos, they use for sure voice internally for their communication, and as well they offer voice as a service to their customers. So therefore we want to cover the market, demand and offering, both. So the business customers and the telecommunication industry. And by the way, I will separate the different views here permanently. Okay, so then let's come to the results. And here there was the very first surprise, and maybe I ask you, what is your interpretation regarding this? Our first question, pretty simple, is about the importance of voice. So today and in future. And by the way, so we see the both segments, business customers, here the dark bar here and the light gray bar, this is the telecommunication industry. And this is today here the importance of voice, and this is the importance in the future. Okay, let's talk about the today's importance. So high importance, and it's pretty similar here if we compare the results from the business customers and telcos, 55% and 63%, they say, okay, voice is pretty important. So maybe this is the first surprise. No? So it seems to be pretty important. We are not talking about 10% or 20%. We are talking about roughly 60%. 60% mention, okay, voice is pretty important. And here 40% and 30%, they said medium importance. The surprise is on the right-hand side. So we ask, what is going on? If we look a little bit in the blue crystal ball, what is regarding the importance of voice, and we see that the results differ dramatically. So this was the first thing we discussed when we saw within our statistical programs and Excel tableaus, we saw this, wow, this is different, because obviously the business customers, they say the importance of voice will increase dramatically, 66%. In the telecoms industry, what is their intention? Pardon? Yeah, exactly. So it stays like it is, no? Consistent importance, and here 45%, so no big surprise. So this is the first reason why we work with the two segments, and we got different results here. Can you explain this, that if we are talking about the importance of voice in the future, there is such a huge gap between business customers, in the service industry, machinery industry, and the telco industry? Why they estimated this so different? Have you any ideas? Yeah, yeah, ein, yeah.
Voice over data would be taking dominance.
Aha, okay, from the telco's perspective. No? So data is more and more dominant, exactly. Exactly, so it is the structure within the product portfolio. I agree so far, and maybe voice is a little bit underestimated, no? Because the business customers, they have this clearly visible on their radar screen. No? So increasing voice, and I'm the host of an CIO circle in Bonn, in the Rhine area where I come from. So and obviously, for them, it is extremely important to have open gates to the customer, to enable voice communication, to ensure voice communication. And it seems that this is for business customers more important than for telcos, and I agree. So they have different solutions in their portfolio. So, and they talk about data.
It's probably the operational definition. Within the industry, I would expect they're seeing the voice is over the voice carrier. Data is separate, it's a data stream.
Yeah.
But for the customer, it would be not transparent, the voice going through an app or voice over a phone.
Yeah, that's exactly, that's not transparent. No? So we don't care, we want to use it, no? Anyway, that's right. Okay, so then some details. So we have here different clusters regarding the size of the companies. The smaller companies on the left-hand side and the bigger companies on the right-hand side. And we see, and these are the telcos again. No? So we differentiate telcos on one hand and business customers on the other hand. And we see the bigger the telcos are, the bigger, the more important is obviously voice, to communicate, no? To have open gates to my customer base, no? To manage my customer base. And if we have a look to the business customers, so we have a little bit surprising results, especially the medium-sized companies. So we call this Deutscher Mittelstand. here, obviously, for them, voice is extremely important. Here, between 250 and 1,000 employees, and between 1,000 and 5,000 employees. And then, again, it is here going down. And we discussed this, and my consultant said, yes, that's clear. No? So think about big companies like IKEA, for instance, or other companies. No? So, and they are coming up with digital solutions. Now, for them, they have digital self-services, and they try to focus on other solutions than voice. So therefore, German Mittelstand, they are focused on voice. So that's obviously. Okay, so then we ask about the goals. What is important for business customers, for the industry, and what is important for the telecoms industry? And this is pretty similar. The most important driver is to ensure customer satisfaction. To have, I mentioned this again, I want to mention this again, it is about to leave an open gate, no? To start the dialogue. Here I am, I'm reachable. No? So to ensure customer satisfaction. And then this is a little bit changing. We are talking about money. And money is about here increase sales and profit, open gates, and to enable or to simplify the sales situation from the customer's point of view. That's important. And cost reduction. So, and we see 60%, 50, 60% here in this area, and 70 and 80% in this area. So we have three clear winners. No? So to get or to be close to the customer, to ensure customer satisfaction, and it's about the money. It's about, okay, we want to sell something and we want to reduce cost. And then we start a little discussion. Cost reduction in which area? Can you imagine in which one? If we are talking about voice and cost reduction, in which area? Yeah?
IT infrastructure.
IT infrastructure, yeah, maybe. I have a different favorite, but could be, yeah. Could be, definitely, yeah. Infrastructure, cost savings, I'm fine.
Customer service.
Exactly. So this is my favorite, customer service. No? So to make and to talk about, to make the processes in the customer service more efficient. Definitely. No? So, and this is, especially for the telco industry, it's a huge topic. No? I discussed this with top managers from Deutsche Telekom and other companies. No? So they have thousands of calls day by day. No? So, and therefore they are looking desperately for more efficient solutions. No? So they want to automate something. Okay, brand perception, product upgrade makes product smarter with voice applications. So this could be possible as well as a goal. But again, we have here clear three winners. Okay, so then we ask about what is going on in the future. If we're talking about the topics here, increasing of sales, cost reduction, customer satisfaction, what is increasing? And we saw that customer satisfaction is still important, and this will increase here. This is the dark blue bar here for the telecom industry in future and for the business customers as well. So this will be important as well. The importance increase. And we see this, especially for business customers, increasing of sales is important, and for the telecoms industry, it is about identification. And identification, we discussed this with the participants from both perspectives. First, as a telco, no? So I want to identify my own, I want to ensure the identification of my own customer base. No? So as a telco, Deutsche Telekom, Telefonica, or Vodafone, and I want to offer this as a service for my business customers. Both. No? It's an opportunity. It's a chance to increase the revenue streams within my product portfolio. Okay, so therefore we see some tiny differences. Okay, let's talk about the usage and distribution. And our core question is, what is the platform, the preferred platform for voice solutions? Where do you host the voice solutions? And let's talk about cloud platforms. So, and the very first question is, okay, use of cloud-based voice applications for business customers. And we see that almost 50% they are working with the cloud platforms today. So voice or there's a very strong bridge between voice and cloud applications. And 31%, it's this one here, they are in the planning process. So therefore, it is a pretty clear picture. Voice is going to the cloud. The path is open. There's a strong green light. Then we ask, and we are going on the next level, okay, let's talk about cloud. We have different opportunities to realize this. And we see the major topic is about to realize voice within a cloud, within a private cloud. Then it's followed by the public cloud, based on hyperscaler. Provider cloud means the telecoms provider, Vodafone, Deutsche Telekom, Swisscom cloud infrastructure, or on-premise, it's only 17%. Okay, do you have an idea why the private cloud is here the winner in comparison to the other alternatives? Yeah?
Data protection?
Exactly. It's definitely data protection, and I can come up with the evidence regarding this. It is about the data protection. But before I come, yeah?
I think it's maybe one reason could be that you ask only 20% of employees are smaller than 250 employees.
Yeah. This could be different. Yeah.
Then he have the chance to their own data protection.
Yeah.
Smaller ones think, okay, maybe a public cloud service have a better data protection than I have.
Exactly, and it is easier for me. No? So it's again simplicity. I totally agree. Yeah. So we have so many detailed results here, but I guess if I double check this, I can underline this. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Maybe we have this also the answer by company size.
Yeah, we see we saw many differences regarding by the clusters of the company size. No? Yeah. Okay, so this is, by the way, what the telecom industry is offering. So voice based on internal cloud infrastructure, based on the telcos infrastructure, so 66%. So then embedded in an external private cloud, cooperating with the big hyperscalers like AWS, for instance. No? So, and then dedicated in an own area. So it is about almost 60% on almost 40% external public cloud. That means not dedicated area. So therefore, we see a strong demand from the customer side. The customers are looking for migration to the cloud, and we saw a clear offering from the telco side. So the telco industry is offering the different opportunities. So, and let's come back to the point, data protection. So we ask about the migration of the cloud. Within the cloud, so what is most important? And again, we have the business customers here, and we have the telecommunication industry here, and we see not so big differences. It's a little bit more tiny, but data protection is most important. So this is the major driver. The data are better protected within a cloud, and this switched completely. It was different in the past, so the data protection on-premise was preferred, but today there is a paradigm shift visible. So, okay, this is the driver number one. Then second, the companies are looking for cost advantages when they are talking about the cloud, and they are talking about administration effort, for sure, not to increase, to decrease the administration effort. And this is about resources, to save resources. To save budget first, save money, and to save the resources of my IT department. And especially the resources of the IT department are so limited. No? So as I mentioned, my CIO circle in Bonn, and the managers are desperately asking me for students from our university. No? So they are looking for more stuff, no? To increase their capabilities. No? So therefore, they want to save resources. Then we have two very traditional arguments like flexibility and scalability here in this area. So these are the typical advantages if we are talking about to migrate within the cloud. And then we have the better performance. No? So first, maybe this fits together here. So data protection, there's within the cloud a better data protection, and I have access to a better performance, to a better solution, instead of I do everything by myself. Okay. This is definitely comparable to other applications beside voice. Okay, so then let's talk about the different features or applications in the world of voice. We are talking about, if we have a look here to the y-axis, service numbers, call distribution, call recording. Then we are talking about AI applications like conversational AI, voice bots, no? So talking or chatbots, writing. We are talking about the integration of ChatGPT or other models like Llama or Bart from Google, for instance, authentication, voice self-service, voicemail transcription, and so on here. And we ask about, okay, the utilization today, and then in future, this comes on the next slide. It is about strong and weak. And first, the picture differ dramatically. So the companies or the participants, they differentiate and they said, okay, regarding voice, for instance, this is pretty important. Important is here the service numbers we see on the left-hand side. Pretty important is, and then we have some tiny differences between the business customers and the telecoms industry. It is about authentication. Authentication for the telecoms industry is more important. Voicemail is as well more important for the telecoms industry instead of the business customers. Okay, so therefore, if we're talking about the different applications, the participants, they differ their answers clearly. Then we want to know what is going on. If you have a view in the crystal ball again, and this is another surprise. So the surprise is this is going down. The utilization is getting a little bit weaker. So based on the answers of the telecoms industry and based on the answers here, this is the blue one from the business customers. Now, so this is a little bit a surprise, okay. It is important voice, but in general, the importance is a little bit going down. But there's one assumption. Which one?
Chatbots.
Exactly. It is about AI. Everything about AI. And there is another big surprise because the business customers are looking for AI. And they are looking for more efficient processes, for instance, in the service area. Now, so we discussed this. And here, so this is the surprise here. This is AI from the business customers, but this is not driven and forced from the telco industry as well. No? So, and maybe this is another example where the development is from the telcos industry a little bit unexpected. So there is potential, there are benefits, there is value, there's money in it. So therefore, pretty interesting picture here. So then we talk about the sales perspective, and now we are talking only about the telecoms industry. What do they sell today and in future? So, and are there any differences? We're talking, by the way, about the same voice applications. So, and if we talk about today, and this is, by the way, the blue line here, today they sell, the telcos sell service numbers, call distribution, call recording. They sell voicemail. They sell here audio conference and everything around register. And then another surprise, we ask them, okay, try to imagine the future. What is going on? Is this changing? And for me, this is a big question mark, because you see, so they have no idea that something is going on, especially in this area. Here I want to jump back here, especially this is definitely driven from business customers. They are looking for AI solutions, but obviously the telecoms industry haven't this development on their radar screen. So, and I guess we have to talk about. So there is potential in the market. Okay, and finally, there is one slide left. It is about the development. Should I operate everything regarding the different voice applications by myself, or should I work with partners together? And by the way, this is pretty similar to other developments regarding innovations, new technologies, upcoming technologies. First, we cooperate with partners, and then step by step, technology is getting commodity, and then I integrate the technology within my own infrastructure. And this is exactly visible here as well. So we ask the telecoms industry, okay, do you want to do this by yourself, or are you cooperating with partners? Okay, and this is here, the blue curve is today. For instance, I'm cooperating with partners here, I'm cooperating with partners. It is about here AI, it is about transcription, for instance, I'm cooperating with partners. And then in future, you see this same development, so okay, own operation. It is embedded in my own infrastructure. For me, that's not a big surprise. So innovation is driven by smaller companies, by specialists, so they come up with something new, and then step by step, this will be integrated. Okay, but specialists are the driver for innovations. Okay, finally, the results. What are the takeaways? And I summarized 5 takeaways. The very first one is voice applications have a huge impact on business customers and telcos, and the importance will increase, especially for business customers. So for me, telcos wait and see a little bit, and maybe too much wait and see. So the business customers, they say, okay, there's a strong importance for the future. Second one is the central objective of using voice applications is to improve customer satisfaction and loyalty, to open the gate, to leave the gate open. Here I am, I'm reachable. Let's talk about. And it's a sales channel as well. So then, and service channel for sure. Then cloud has become a standard in terms of voice. So this is pretty clear. Data protection, the limits regarding my own resources, these are the typical drivers, and to have access to a better performance. And the importance of voice applications will change. AI will be the major driver for this change. By the way, again, driven by the business customers. Again and again, the business customers, they are obviously more dynamic. So there's more fantasy in the room. Okay, and finally, innovations are created often by partners, and step by step, we see the internal integration, what is intended.